Hey, good morning. Welcome to Erie Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Yeah, it's a cold morning here in Ohio, growing zone 6A. I hope it is warm and sunny where you're at. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Former President Donald Trump says we are on the verge of World War III due to the incompetency of this administration, and I'm inclined to agree with him. So I jotted down some of my thoughts on paper. Let's see what you think and give me your comments. We now have two active wars under this incompetent boob in the White House, and quite possibly a third if China sees the total weakness, the incompetency of this administration. Could be three wars. Two Hamas leaders have now been killed in Gaza. Both of them were released by the Obama-Biden administration in a deal for prisoner exchange and cash exchange with Iran. The blood of these Israelis killed in this massacre, as well as 27 Americans are on this incompetent fool's hands, as well as Obama, who is a closet Muslim, in my opinion. He loves Iran. He loves to bow before the kings of Saudi Arabia. He did his apology tour and was bowing and kissing ass and saying America is so bad. Under that administration, these two Hamas leaders were released, and now the blood of all these innocent people are on this incompetent fool's hands. Iran says, stop the attack or else there will be a great earthquake. And that idiot Blinken, a retread from the Obama administration, is telling Iran, now there's no need to talk like that. We'll get you your $6 billion, but we just have to freeze it for now until this blows over. In the meantime, they now have discovered the spy, the traitor O'Malley from the prior Obama administration, who had prior security clearance removed, working for Iran. Now we know why there are so many deals, enrichment deals, and steering towards Iran. You have an American top security officer in this incompetent fool's administration, held over from the Obama administration, working for Iran secretly. The FBI now has him detained. His security clearances have been revoked, and now they're going over all his paperwork because, in theory, he is a spy for Iran, steering money and favoritism towards Iran. These people, I'm telling you, will do anything and everything to sell out America in favor of other countries, including Blinken and everybody else. Two aircraft carriers will now be in the Mediterranean, the Eisenhower and the Ford, probably to give support to Israel, but also to quite possibly back up Israel on the attack of the Iran underground nuclear facilities. If those two aircraft carriers are there, who's watching the Pacific to dissuade China from invading Taiwan, which this administration doesn't give two rips about? They're all in favor of China and surrendering our sovereignty to anybody else who wants to take it, rather than stand up for our rights. But keep an eye on that. Now that opens that Pacific Fleet door. These people have no clue about military strategy. All they're interested in is wokeism and betraying the American people. Now that, we're being distracted with the very important Israeli war, look at Russia, what's going on there. Ukraine is still having its hands out. He even came here begging for more, saying, don't forget about us. Don't forget about us. We need that $140 billion package you promised us so we can make more multi-billionaires in Ukraine and sell U.S. military on the black market to our enemies. Don't forget about us. So now will China be emboldened to take Taiwan, or at least do some more sorties over that? Over 7 million illegal immigrants are now in this country since that boob was elected. 7 million illegals have crossed our border. And I already did a video on the 1,200 or 1,600 now Chinese military-age soldiers with ties to their special ops unit out of the China. They disappeared. How many others are in this country because of the incompetent open border policy by this administration, putting American citizens at risk? That doesn't, I'm not even talking about the flood of fentanyl, heroin, and other illegals, the sex trafficking, the child pornography. I'm talking about people that are here to do us harm. If the United States gets involved in the Middle East, is that the signal to put us in the dark by blowing up power plants? A rolling blackout would occur. How about car bombings, hijackings, mass murderers? All that could occur because of this incompetent fool and his planned destruction of America. 27 Americans have been killed so far in the Middle East by Hamas. Has there been any retaliation by the United States against anyone for that? Just like leaving Afghanistan, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about us. He wants us gone. He's declared us a threat to America's democracy while he destroys it himself. 27 Americans have been killed by Hamas. 15 are now missing. What has he done about it? It has taken over a week to arrange any flights to get American citizens out who want to get out. Over a week to make arrangements, and the government is billing the people who want to get out airfare. In the meantime, anybody else could be flown into this country. Illegals that we deported are now being flown back into the United States for free under this illegal administration. You tell me. Impeachment inquiry, don't forget about that. The inquiry board has now discovered a couple thousand emails, and under review, the Democrats say, well, there's no direct link linking Biden to Hunter, his son's illegal activities. They've got them now. They show emails, direct communication with Hunter Biden, doing a pay-per-play with communication from Romania and Ukraine, Bulgaria, and other countries that wanted Joe Biden's influence peddling, and they were paying Hunter. They now have that. So now, in the midst of the pot boiling over, are they going to impeach Joe Biden in the midst of a potential World War III and remove him and leave us with that stupid Kamala Harris, the cackling hen? Telling you folks, it's ugly. It's going to get worse. You better be prepared. And lastly, the Democrats and this president, who has declared 53% of conservatives a direct threat to American democracy, has divided this country even further. We are now completely divided over politics. We are now, as you have seen, the misguided use, siding with Hamas. You now have Democrats calling to accept Palestinian refugees when no other country in the Middle East wants them. Egypt says, hell no, we don't want them. Jordan says, hell no, we don't want them. Syria says, no. Nobody else will accept the Palestinian refugees. And yet you have the liberal Democrats saying we need to take in 3 million of these Palestinian refugees into our country because of the oppression of Israel. We are in deep, deep trouble. Deep trouble. And any one of these that go off could be the downfall of America and creating a civil war here in the United States. If the saboteurs are successful in putting us in the dark, you will see a civil strife like you've never seen before. You think people act ugly now? Wait till they're in the dark for about a week, 2 weeks. Food is short and you have all these lunatics running around. You wait for that to happen. If there is a nuclear strike, wait till you see what happens then. If the United States goes to war with Iran, that will drag Russia in, North Korea in. If Taiwan is invaded by China, I look for Joe Biden to turn his back on that and says, we can't fight that war. We have to support our allies in Israel. And Joe Biden will betray Israel. Mark my words. Now is the time to get yourself right with God. The pot is boiling over. The fire is still on high. Nobody is minding the shop, and we are in deep trouble. You get yourself right with God. You get yourself baptized, submerged in water in the name of Jesus Christ. And by the way, one more person of note went down under the water. Bear Grylls was just baptized in the Jordan River and openly talks about his faith and belief in Jesus Christ. It's never too late for you. Greg out.